I was talking to my friend the other day who is actually about to start taking freelance consulting client, and he get me this question. I don't have a portfolio. How am I supposed to start? So here's what I did when I was actually starting out. First thing first, it worked really well for me. I actually wrote some critics. This is kind of the thing that I started with. I criticize and I actually analyze and I review Facebook ads campaigns that was happening around. So what you can actually start with is you can actually review. Let's say if if you're a branding consultant, for example, you can actually review some of the brands, talk about the activities that they do and put in your insights about what are the things that you might do differently. So this would actually give you a lot of credit in terms of when people are reading it. Those people who agree with you would actually come to you, and eventually that's how I actually gotten my first few speaking engagement, and it helped me launch my Facebook ads consultancy business back then before I actually turned it into an agency. So that's how you can actually leverage on whatever that is out there. You don't really need to have a client. Like for example, I spoke to someone who built websites, right? So when he actually started to take freelance client, he couldn't actually share those website that he built for his previous clients at his job over there because there are these what do we call the non-disclosure agreement and all these kind of things. So what you can do, you can actually build mock-up websites that shows your idea, your your aesthetic sense of aesthetic, the way you think or you imagine, or how would a website be a good one to present to the world. You can actually share it on social media, other places. You can even do a video to share about the insights behind the design that you're having. So there are a lot of ways that you can actually create and show your insights in the most effective way. So that's really the first thing. Critics and mock-ups are really useful. The second thing that you can always do, which is something that I did as well, I constantly did a lot of knowledge sharing, whether it's on social media. Back then it was Facebook. So I was actually sharing a lot on Facebook, and I was talking to people about Facebook advertising, Facebook marketing. Got me the opportunity to talk to a few brands that initially become my initial clients. So that's how I actually gotten started. Knowledge sharing can be a lot more different right now. Just like a few years ago when I decided to switch from agency mode into a coaching and consulting mode, I actually took on YouTube as a platform for me to share my thoughts and my knowledge. And eventually that's how, I became an international consultant when it comes to Facebook ads optimization. So that's a very important thing that I learned, that, for whatever you do, the medium out there is so rich right now. There are many ways that you can share, but here's the thing. When you are choosing a social media platform to share your knowledge, you got to make sure that it actually works for your niche. Now, the question that you have to ask yourself would be, how would your audience look for you? Like the other day, I spoke to someone who has been trying to get so-called agency clients. So he was sharing a lot of content on Instagram. So I was asking him, have you gotten any client from all the sharing that you did on Instagram? He answered me no. Now I was sharing with him that, look, I actually did similar things like you do, but instead of choosing Instagram as a platform, I choose YouTube as a platform because it works well for those people who are actually searching for an answer that I would provide, and eventually they will connect them to me and potentially making them my client. So you have to really understand how your audience travel through the customer journey so that you can actually create content that stops somewhere, actually cross path with them to actually help you build the credibility that you need in order to launch yourself as a freelance consultant. So here's the thing. You don't really need to worry about portfolio. What you really need to worry about is to really put the heart into the marketing of it. Remember, a lot of consultants that I work with actually pay a lot of attention in terms of selling. So they always think about, like, how can I actually get client? How can I actually, build credibility? How can I actually build portfolio? How can I actually get myself out there and get known and get seen and to be, noticed and hired to become a consultant for any business? You see, it's really not something that you can actually do overnight, but you have to always remember marketing work pays off if you put in the consistency and, the continuous work to really deliver what you want to deliver over here. So if you're ready to help more clients with your expertise, you want to actually put in the work. So I have given you some of the ideas that you can start with, but if you need help, just in case you want to bounce idea about how you can actually start to build a plan for your business, for your consulting business, you can actually scan this QR code. This will take you to my Fiverr gig, which is now, as you can see, this is how I actually do my lead gen right now, which we can actually build something similar for you. whether it's on Fiverr, whether it's on your own website. We can actually discuss and strategize to build something meaningful for your business. So this will take you to my Fiverr gig. All you need to do is to buy me a dinner, then you can schedule a 30-minute one-on-one discussion with me, and we will dive into your situation, understand your niche, understand the way your audience look for you, and we build the best way for you to actually start freelancing without a portfolio. But then again, you're able to launch yourself as an expert in the most strategic way. I would actually build you a plan that you can actually execute consistently, okay, at the pace that you are comfortable with. If that's something that you want to talk about, and if that's something that you want to actually have a discussion with me about, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you real soon.